It's the middle
Third.
of the grind, stuck deep in the week. James and Dan go live their spirits at its peak.
I just stepped into a pile-up.
Talking trails and airwaves, mountains in the air. Hopping streams and echoes, riding waves without a care. Hump Day ramble, the hours alive. Adventure in their hearts, the signal thrives. POTA, SOTA, kayak, bike rove. Through the static of life, their voices explode. Radio out on the peaks, voices in the sky. Strap for a journey, signal to amplify. Pedals on the pavement, kayak rides ripple clear. Every path's a story, every sound we revere. Hump Day ramble, the hours alive. Adventure in their hearts, the signal thrives. POTA, SOTA, kayak, bike rove. Through the static of life, their voices explode. Mic in hand, stories pour, breaking walls that bind. Adventures, the religion, waves, our holy shrine. Rove and wander, talk and share, find what keeps you strong. Hump Day's happy power, fueling where we all belong. Hump Day ramble, the hours alive. Adventure in their hearts, the signal thrives. POTA, SOTA, kayak, bike rove. Through the static of life, their voices explode.
What is up, Ham Radio? Kilo Echo 8, Papa Zulu November, the Ham Radio Adventure Guy. Thanks for stopping by, your one stop for everything Adventure Radio. It is Hump Day. Time for the Hump Day Happy Hour. It's going to be an awesome stream. At least I think it's going to be. And if not, yeah, you can hang out with us anyway. Shout out to each and every one of these guys, though, because we know they're going to hang out with us. And I'll tell you what, next week at this time, I will be streaming somewhere halfway to Murphy. Don't know where, but I'll be about halfway or we're a little further. We're a little closer. I don't know. But we'll be on the road to Murphy to head out to hang out with not most of these guys, but a lot of them. Also, shout out to the YouTube members. We got a couple of new members there. We got Leon, Kilo Juliet 2, Lima Bravo Romeo, and Alpha Delta 8 Kilo Bravo. Michael, welcome. Hopefully you guys are enjoying your new benefits of that video every week and your cool little green writing on the screen now and all the other good stuff. And then you got the ever-changing board. And it changed once again. Dad, with a big off-stream donation, goes from off the board into the number 4 spot. And also a big off-stream donation from Kilo 4 Lima, India, seconds before we came on the stream. He tried not to get his credit on the stream, but I'm going to give it to him anyway. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Dad. What is up, Dan?
You know what it means when you're in the 4th spot, right?
What does it mean when you're in the 4th spot?
You're one away from the 3rd spot.
Oh.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Hump Day, episode 191. Thanks for putting up with us for this long here on YouTube. Kent Kilo 9 Alpha Echo was first in the chat. KO4 FSZ Antennas. is going out to do his prison talking thing tonight. It is an awesome thing he does. Thank you so much for doing that. But he did drop by to say, hey, Kilo Oscar 4 golf. Bravo, bravo. What's happening, Mo? Jumbo Marshmallow is early. Wow. Check that out. She was in there before I was. Turd is in the chat. And for TRD Wasabi, he says Whiskey 0 Charlie Golf Charlie. The loudmouth from East Tennessee. Welcome. Welcome. Brent, November 4, Bravo Delta Whiskey. This frequency is in use now. Yes, sir. Dummy. It's in use. Georgia Parks and Propagation. That's our buddy Ron Chris. Let's go. He said Kilo Oscar 4. November Lava Smoking POTA. What's going on, Eddie? Michael Kilo Echo 4 Eastern Standard Time. Toby Alpha Delta 2 Charlie Delta. Kenny, what's going on, buddy? KC5 MJE Echo. Good to see you in the chat. Mike 88 KB. He did his first CW today. Awesome, buddy. Awesome. Ronnie Kilo Oscar 4 Zulu Romeo X-Ray. What is up? Reed AEB8 AS. Hello. Richard, good to see you. Kilo 6 Romeo Delta Juliet. Good to see you. Let's see. Chris Whiskey 8 Oscar X-Ray is here. Oh, Larry, we haven't seen you in a while, buddy. Victor Echo 3 Lima Bravo India. The loud mouth from Hammertown.
He's 5'9".
He's 5'9". That's right. KD9 Zulu Sierra Lima Jeff. Hello. FK4HEF. Good to see you, buddy. And let's see. K4O Tata is here. He says it is Hump Day, and it is Frequency Frontier KY4 GM John Kilo 8 November India Victor, and Dad with the big move on the Adventure Club is here. Kilo Delta 9 Uniform Victor Kilo. Yeah, he's here. Andy Callie, good to see you as always. Chris K3 My Toy Ostrich. He's been jamming up some 40 meters in Florida. I've been impressed. Kilo 4 Lemur Indier is here. Scott into TKT. Sidewalk Sherry, Kilo Echo 8, Yankee Victor Delta. Michael Roberge is in the house. That's the PP man. Kilo Echo 8, Papa Tango X-Ray. Liz and Fam, Whiskey 8, Echo Romeo. Good sugar. Scott, good to see you. W4GSS. Colt 45 is here. Whiskey Tango 9, Juliet. Good to see you. Double D, K2DRD, and Truffle Butter. Victor Echo 3, X-Ray, November Sierra, Stroke, Tango Bravo. Happy Hump Day, everybody. 191 is the episode number, and I need to go get a drink. That was a long list.
That's definitely a long list. And, well, I would share mine with you, but as you can see, I'm savoring the spit even because
you don't have much left.
This is number 2 for today, and I'm savoring every drop of it. I almost totally dropped down to 2 a day instead of 3. But last night about 11:30, 12 o'clock, the headache kicked in, and so I'm still sticking on 3 a day. But it won't be long that it'll be down to 2 a day.
The bottle you have left just looks like mostly backwash, to be honest with you.
I can already tell a difference, like a big difference. Like I don't feel as bloated and stuff. So I still look as bloated, but I don't feel as bloated.
Very good. The Hillbilly Ham, we see you in there, buddy. Hello, good evening. Kilo Echo 6, Golf Alpha Echo. And the Marshmallow said, what happened to 1 a day?
One a day happens after a couple weeks of 2 a days.
Right.
You trying to kill me?
Oh, Richard says, only number 2, James. I'm down to almost a 12-pack a day.
Yeah, well, I mean that's pretty much where I was, and I tell you, it's a big difference. When I can buy a 6-pack and it makes me 2 days now, I'm like, wow, that's cool. So,
Truffle butter?
No, there will not be no Dr. Pepper Zero. That's just blasphemy right there. That's like taking It's like taking your Dr. Pepper bottle and sticking it in your mouth and lighting it and smoking it like a cigarette. That's about the same aftertaste you're gonna get.
Thank you for the truffle butter, Eddie.
Oh, anyway, yeah, full chat, and I heard you mention Alpha Delta 8 Kilo Bravo got his first CW contact today.
We did.
And I was going to congratulate him anyway, considering it was with me.
Awesome.
So thank you very much for getting your first CW contact with me. I also recently worked Mr. Turd on CW. He got the 22 words a minute with about 8 words a minute Farnsworth but he understood it. I told him, I said, I'll slow down. I said, I won't slow down the letters, but I'll slow down in between them so you can make sure and get them.
When Mike hunted you on CW for the first time, did you send in CW your famous catchphrase? You keep hunting, we'll keep stacking them up.
No, I did not. I did not.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't hear old Turd in there sending Turd and CW at you. That was pretty funny.
Well, evidently he said I heard him, and I kept question marking it. But if it's when I thought it was, I kept question marking the Delta, and there was like 3 or 4 people. So that's what gets annoying is like if I say Delta question mark, and there's 3 or 4 Deltas in there, and they all just still continuously sit on top of each other. Because after I tried that about 3 times, I just hit the automatic CQ again, and then none of the Deltas get worked.
Every time I'm activating and I send Delta question mark, I'll have like 4 people come back and they're like whiskey 4, whiskey, whiskey, whiskey.
So yeah, if you're one of those people that you realize, well, he's question mark Delta 3 times, maybe I better listen and see if there's some other people calling, because that's what a lot of people don't understand. They're like, I can hear him good. Why ain't he hearing me? Because you're sending with 14 other people, and 13 of you are doing zero beat.
Yeah, about to say, and you're probably zero beating. Every time that I do a video about not zero beating people, I always go to your activations and I record them, because you have a train of people that love to do it for some reason.
Hello, Becca Small.
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, it's so here we go. I knew this question wasn't going to happen. Are we still heading to 12041 tomorrow? Absolutely, we are. So after this stream, my after chat will be spent in the car on the way to meet Terry halfway, and then Terry's going to pick me up halfway, and then I'll continue an after chat in Terry's car, and we're going to go to his house and crash tonight, and then head out early in the morning. So
it's nice he's meeting you halfway, though. You only have to pay half of the Terry Uber fee.
Does that mean I just have to let him rub my ankle instead of my knee?
Well, he might have to go up to the knee, but no further. That's right.
But yeah, that is the plan. We're going to get 4 new to me parks tomorrow.
Terry said early.
I don't know what the early question mark means is.
Well, I think it means that he's just waking up, and right now it is early for him, and he's sorry that he is late to the stream.
Okay. It's a possibility. But yes, we are still planning on going there. Let's see if I can remember some of the other parks we're doing. We are doing Lost River Wildlife Management Area. We are doing the fish hatchery that is up there around Petersburg. And there's 2 wildlife management areas that are up in that area. That's new to me. So thank you very much for the super chat, Eddie. And I'll give him which half I want. Spring Run, Terry said. That's one of them.
That one of the ones I need? I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. I need
and Little Canaan is the other one.
Canaan. Is that kind of like Kanawha?
No, that's nothing like Kanawha for sure. Also, one of my Patreons, Tim from Michigan, congratulations to his daughter, who's hunted me before on CW as a tech, but she passed. Her name is Kristen, and she passed her general and has hunted me now on sideband. So welcome to the wonders of sideband. She's actually a balling little CW place. She does a lot of contesting CW
Wow.
as a technician, so she's pretty good at it.
I don't think I need that one. I'm looking here.
Mike says, while you're up there, if you can get Thorn Creek, I'll cover gas and lunch. Well, Terry, you'll have to look that up and see if that's anywhere near us. Terry will be driving Miss Daisy.
John wants to know if you can do 102.38 again.
Man, yeah, listen. Y'all throwing numbers around. Does anybody know how many parks a week I activate?
Dude,
Numbers does not help me unless it's 1810, and sometimes that don't help me because I'll activate 1810, then I'll head to 9740, and I'll get to 9740, and I'm like, you're 5'9", 1810. I mean 9740. What is 12038, John?
yeah, I'm not sure.
That might be Fox. If that's Fox, I don't think so.
That's one of the 3 parks that he's always in.
She said she don't think I'm ever there.
Nope. You're always in Panther or
See, Pete's the same way. He said, "Hell, I added the new ones in West Virginia." And I don't. He's like, "Yes, Fox." I don't think we will be. But I ain't gonna swear to anything. But I don't think so, John, because that is a hike in.
Oh, that's the one you went up there with Terry and sat
Yep.
on your and then sat on your little picnic blanket.
Where's this Texas peeps at?
Yeah, from Killeen, Texas. Gene McPhee. How you doing, buddy?
But we're always lacking in the more western coast people, Gene. You know, you should get on to them. You know, Texas, and you know, if you want to even be really brave and drive over into that Fornia place and tell them they need to watch us. But we probably wouldn't like their opinions anyway.
All right. So we got Gene from Killeen, Texas. Can anybody else beat him in the chat right now of being further west than Killeen, Texas?
Well, James Jenner's from Texas. I don't know which one's further west.
We're trying to figure out who in the chat right now is the farthest towards the left coast.
That's right, from southern West Virginia. Who's the furthest west in West Virginia?
Yeah.
So the other day when I was in western West Virginia, as Brent says, he was commenting. He would be like, "Well, you're 5'9" from northern West Virginia," because I was in southern West Virginia.
Is Richard in what? Oh, Richard, that doesn't count because I mean, you could be like anywhere. So he's in Rawlins, Wyoming, but he drives for a living. So
yeah,
he can be in Wyoming today, and in 3 days be in Miami.
I see somebody that's further west in the chat.
Who's that?
It's really west. You don't see it?
No. Oh, there he is. I see him now. Yeah.
Kilo Hotel 6, Whiskey India. He's definitely going to be the furthest west.
Yeah. Yeah. If you think about it, if you go the other way, he's also the furthest east.
That's true. That's true.
Well, there you go. Aloha and mahalo. Kilo Oscar 4 November, Lima. He is from Eric's from western West Virginia.
Eric is from the pineapple version of West Virginia.
Cockroaches and chickens.
The pineapple cockroach chickens.
Yeah, the cockroach chickens. Yeah.
I think when I go to Hawaii to activate, that's going to be the name of my video. Pineapple cockroach chickens.
I think you forgot an E He asked, "Is anyone here from Moonher?" Last time I did that, I got kicked out of the bar. But I think he said from Moon here, asking for a friend.
Yeah, I'll trade about anything for smoked brisket, Eric.
Yeah.
So I'm curious. It's kind of something I wanted to talk about tonight, and I'm probably going to get a good laugh when I say this. But has anybody in here used ham radio to better their health? Not worsen your health, to better your health. I'm just curious.
I think everybody has. Maybe not intentionally, but POTA by itself, just from the fact that you're getting out and going to a park, even if you're just walking from your car to the park bench carrying stuff, you're moving. You're doing something good, you know.
Because that's kind of what my topic is tonight, and of course I'm sure it'll get sidetracked into smoked Gouda cockroaches from Hawaii or something. But
yeah, a lot of people.
That's where I was going to touch. The mental health is definitely a big thing for me, because like I know if I'm really, really, really stressed, I bet you, you know what? I bet you if somebody can give me the exact definition besides Dan of exactly what I would do if I was really, really, really stressed, the first person that puts it in the chat, I'm going to send a sticker pack, aka Terry's going to send them a sticker pack.
And we've mentioned this a couple times on the stream.
So if I'm really, really stressed, what would I do? And you've got to be exact. You can't just give part of the answer.
No, Eddie, D's is not the correct answer.
So Terry's like, who? You, Terry, you. Listen, I'm already saving you postage because I'm taking Scott his coin. Congratulations to Scott, who is still hunting, and we're still stacking them up and got his 1,000 coin.
Richard says, activate a park. You have to be specific.
Well, somebody there's people there's somebody that's gotten close, and they've even said 2 different posts. Oh, in 3 posts he's going to get it. We're going to give the winner to Dennis Alpha Delta 9 Whiskey Mike, because he first said do CW, then he put by a lake, which aka water would have worked.
Yep.
And then he put in the morning.
In the morning. That's right.
You are absolutely correct. That is the greatest thing. No, not drink more Dr. Pepper.
There you go, Terry. Alpha Delta 9 Whiskey Mike for a sticker pack.
And Terry, if you need stickers, let me know, and I'll grab them to give to you. But that's absolutely, if I'm super, super stressed, like if I was just having the worst night ever tonight, I'd look at Terry and say, I know we're going to do all these parks, but we're going to have to stop somewhere by the water tomorrow morning early, and I'm going to have to do CW.
Terry probably found a puddle and pull over.
Terry he'd probably cry a puddle because he wouldn't have brought his key to hunt me at that park.
It's the only activation I'm doing today, brother.
Then Dennis says with a Dr. Pepper. And the Dr. Pepper's definitely it can happen either way. But so mental health, yes, it's helping. It's probably helped a lot of people.
It's a good de-stressor. I mean, and a lot of people might look at that weird if you're new to activating. You think being on the receiving end of a huge pileup might not be the most de-stressing thing. And your first couple times out, you're right. But after that, after you get used to it, it's just you learn to focus on other stuff, not just your pileup. Like I mean, I can be dealing with a big pileup, even running CW, but I also hear the birds chirping way over there and stuff like that.
There was also another good answer in there that would de-stress me, but it's not what I do if I'm majorly stressed. But Charlie Golf Charlie, activate a walk-in on QRP. I do like to do that when I'm really, really stressed. And that's another reason why I'm getting more healthy. I'm already slowing down the Dr. Pepper because I want to do more of those walk-ins and more of those get way out there QRP stuff. I really enjoy soda, but
Yeah.
I don't enjoy the monstrous places that it has to take you because I've been drinking a 12-pack of Dr. Pepper,
Yeah, that's true.
and I want to use ham radio to get me more healthy to where I can do this stuff. So that's the first thing that I'm doing is slowing down to Dr. Pepper, and I'll be increasing those hiking and and that's going to also force me to do something I don't like to do, which is going to cause me to maybe gain some more patience, because if I do walk in these really far places and I do a QRP activation, I'm going to have to call CQ more than 3 times and
That-
not leave the park.
That's true. I didn't think about it that way.
So,
Yeah, it's good. I mean, walking's definitely good for your health, especially. I mean, like you said, the sodas are good too because not only do you have horizontal walking, you got the vertical too. So
yeah, there were when I did the 10 sodas in a year thing, there was a couple of them hikes that like to well, I mean, they like to crush me. That's for sure. So I definitely am going to use ham radio to get me healthier again. Although getting healthier again already made me think, well, I should get my gym membership back. That way I can go over there and hit the bag. And that's the last thing I need to do is go over there and hit the bag. I don't need to go back down that road again.
if you go start hitting that bag again, you're not doing the Bailey Sprott next year. I'm just saying. So, this is the truth too. Sometimes turning the radio off really relaxes me. That's true. That is true.
When the bands are really, really bad, I get my contacts and I leave. I don't. It says, just come by. Kaylee says she'll get me healthy again. Listen, I'm kind of worried about Kaylee's mental health because after I come to the Michigan meetup and I destroy her in our bowling competition, I'm just worried that she's gonna like just start crying over CW when she's hunting me.
Brent, I know a lot of people who do that actually. They set up in their backyard, like it's a POTA activation, and that's how they like to hunt. Nothing wrong with that. That's pretty cool.
I don't, even when the vids are aggravating me, I end up making it a game to where I'm aggravating them and then I'm having fun.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know. I don't have bad days at ham radio. And unless somebody is physically there in the park, like QR Playground, as Robbie calls it. Sometimes QR Playground can distress me, or you get good and set up, and then here comes the park ranger and decides he's going to cut right the pavilion you're at all day long.
Did you say distress?
Yes, distress.
Isn't that?
I'm using my Canadian words.
I was about to say, isn't that more than an emergency?
Yes, wow. It is an emergency when I'm activating and they start cutting the grass around me. That's right. So I was using my Canadian words.
911. What's the nature of your distress?
I'll tell you, man, I was doing a soda one time and I thought I was having a heart attack and I called 911. And they said, what's your emergency? And I thought I dialed the wrong number. So I said, I forget it. I'll take care of it myself. Because they didn't say, what's your distress?
That's right.
Oh gosh. But
Yes.
I'll still never figure that one out.
So far, it's basically mental health related that POTA is helping out with. Not too much on the physical side of it, from what I'm seeing in the chat. Soda
Well,
would be more of the physical, you know.
yeah, soda's definitely. If we had a bunch of soda people in here, they're like, "Oh yeah, for sure." Uh,
Hey, Fred, welcome, welcome.
you know, I lose track of time all the time, but it's normally they're yelling, trying to get me to stop instead of just asking me nicely, and they're just trying to get me to stop. And I get that mentality as like, you know what? I bet you I can outlast you. You know, we all know I'm competitive, and when you've went so far and you started to cut in on some of my hunters, I start getting aggravated, and I was like, well, all right, if that's the way we want to play, we can play that way.
Yeah.
And speaking of this frequencies in use, dummy, I'm going to drop that shirt tonight because I've got one. I've sent a couple of them out to people who qualified for the Adventure Club for last, so they're ready. So this is the frequency in use dummy shirt will be out probably tonight. Hopefully, I can remember to put it out. If not, we'll blame Terry. There we go. Gets me out of the house, away from the grandkids and prego daughter-in-law. There
Yeah.
you go.
Mental health. There you go. Absolutely.
Good to see Fred in the chat. Kilo Whiskey 4 Fox Mike. He's becoming a regular Kilo 8 Golf Quebec. He's starting to hunt me every single park. Better watch, Fred. And before you know it, you'll be tethered to my hammerverts.
But does he call you like 4 times on the same band?
No, he don't do that.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's good.
He did get a heads up though before I activated the other day because I knew I was going to be at a park that he needed. So. Oh.
Speaking of lids and DX, the other day I heard a DX station who had a pretty sizable pileup going, and he was just running through them, chewing them down, mowing them down, doing a great job. After every, and he had a short call. After every single QSO, he'd say his call sign QRZ. He'd mow the next one, call sign QRZ, call sign QRZ. Somebody asked him what his call sign was. And this guy put his whole pile up on hold and answered the guy. And he asked him, he said, how long have you been listening? And he goes, about 5 minutes. You know, the guy who asked, what the call sign is said, I've been listening about 5 minutes. And the DX guy said, well, listen for 5 more minutes. Maybe you'll hear it because I say it every time. And he said his call sign again, QRZ. So don't slow my pile up down with nonsense.
It never ceases to amaze me.
Yeah.
That and I don't say mine every call. That would drive me insane. But I do about every probably 3 to 4 minutes. I will say my call sign.
Yeah.
Because I don't wait 10, in 10 minutes I'm ready to go. I've done racked up 150 calls. but about every 3 minutes I do, and it's just I don't get people, and or they'll literally go to the POTA page and get your frequency, and they won't look what park number you're at. They're like, well, what park are you in?
Otata, you're absolutely right. Whiskey 3 Kilo says his call sign a lot, and I love it. And I'm just waiting for somebody to ask him what his call sign is because I'm going to lose it. I'm going to absolutely lose it. If I had a short call sign on that too, I'd say it after every QSO. I mean, that would be my QRZ. I'd be like, yeah, thanks, 73, Whiskey 3 Kilo. I mean, that would be, QRZ if I had something that short. Yeah.
You know, I wish I could do the short call. I really do. Just to make things just that much faster. It's just there's no way I could give up my call.
Nah, you're too known. I thought about getting a short, like a 1x2. There's a couple of really, really cool ones that are coming available soon. But yeah,
I need to run a special event QO8 Zulu.
there you go.
Yeah. Speaking of special events, the Lewis and Clark will be coming up before you know it.
FT8 time.
Yeah, I think I've got enough people covering it this time to where
You
I
said
won't
that
be
the last 2 years.
to where I won't be doing the FT8 part. Yeah, I won't be doing the FT8 part. I don't think. I think I've got it covered. So we are going to put Yankee Victor Delta out there every day, though, getting those hours in too. So even if it's just me and her, that's 50% I ain't got to do.
Yeah, that's true.
So
yeah, he's done with Hawaii, Brent. He said he's getting tired of it. He said, all right, I think I'm about done with this. He does not like to relax on the beach with his shaved ice anymore. He said,
yeah,
he
he don't like to just kick back and do SSTV on 2 meters from the beach or nothing.
That's right. He said he said he has to go somewhere more challenging. Hawaii is too easy. He said Hawaii is too easy mode to make contacts with the mainland.
So Eric, you probably can't give me a short answer over the chat here, but we'll ask the question anyway. How do people do CW on satellites? I see satellites that do CW. Please enlighten me how they do CW satellites because I'm intrigued.
Interesting.
If there's somebody that would know, I'm gonna blame you.
I'd imagine you need a paddle or a straight key. That's all I know.
And you're gonna hook that to your 2 meter?
Some rigs can. Well, if you got an all mode 2 meter, it can send CW on 2 meter, right?
Yeah, I guess you could.
I don't know. Hey, Jimmy, welcome.
I am curious. Linear transponder. Okay.
Ah. Interesting. So linear meaning if you hit the thing with 10 watts, it'll put out 10 watts? That's probably why you don't want to hit those birds with a or linear.
Well, no,
Oh, it's scaled. Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. So cool. There you go. Whatever you put in to them, they'll dump it out. So you can do CW on those on linear transponders.
Chris says the 991A does CW on 2 meters. On 2 meters FM, Chris, or just 2 meters CW? That's my next question. Because Tom actually worked me on FM CW once, but I don't even know how he done it. All modes, okay.
That doesn't make sense. Because CW is its own mode. FM is its own mode. That doesn't make sense to me.
Well, I mean, upper and lower sidebands, they're on mode too, but Stephen and you and everybody else sure does cross mode me.
Yeah, but we're sending CW. I mean, you can cross mode like that, but I don't think there's anything.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I was on FM 2 meter.
And he was on CW. Okay.
And Tom sent me CW.
Gotcha. You need full duplex because they have a pass band instead of a fixed frequency.
Well, I have full duplex. but it's on. It's not a. It's just a 2 meter 440. It's not a CW rig. I wouldn't know how to hook a CW key to it. So
Well, if Yaesu ever comes out with a certain radio,
yeah, there'd be. I noticed John
April.
put a picture of it up on his page the other day, and everything, and then everybody's asking all these questions, and of course he wasn't giving no answers, and I just simply put, stop teasing me.
It's April. We're into the second quarter. That's right. I
How
figured.
do people in California do CW during earthquakes and aftershocks?
Send just one or two more dits. It's fine.
Yeah, just like you got a good magnet, and you're setting it down on the table. So
some of them are inverting transponders, so if you transmit lower sideband, it'll come out as upper sideband. I remember vaguely stuff about this on my extra exam. Believe it or not. Hey, Mommy Noodles says he's in the PZN Challenge.
He's in the once a month PZN Challenge. No, we lost somebody. I don't know where he went. He just dropped. And there he is.
Don't hit the back button on your browser.
He's seen Kyle and he just got all excited.
I gotta get out of here.
Oh Lord.
No, I got thumb buttons on my mouse and I accidentally hit that thumb button, which sends me back a page.
Oh, he says once a week. He's in for once a week.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know I want one, but did James want your CW key?
I didn't know you had a CW key.
He has a CW worked all states. And he doesn't even know CW.
What he's saying, do we want his CW key? As in like, are you making one, or you're just getting rid of them because you don't do CW anyway? He says only 37 states.
Man, that's still impressive.
Well, he has to know his call sign.
Oh yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with that. I tell people all the time to learn your call sign and learn to send 5-9. I mean, you can hunt POTA like that.
Yeah, as long as you know your call sign, parts of your call sign broken up, like if you know Papa Zulu or Zulu November, if you know the parts of your call sign broken up, stuff like that. A question mark.
I don't think
you're good.
I don't think half of the POTA hunters who hunt me know their call sign broke up.
Yeah. Because
no matter what I send with a question mark, I'm going to get things that are not.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
It's a keyboard.
But yeah, just know your call sign. You'll be good to go.
Yeah. I don't.
And listen for your call sign, because a lot of activators, James included, will work somebody, not call CQ again, or not even do a dit. He'll work somebody, then immediately work somebody else with no gap. So listen for your call sign too.
I try my best to run CW like I run sideband. If I hear 3 calls, if you people will answer, I will run 3 calls straight.
Yep.
There won't be no dit. There won't be no interference. I will run 3 straight. I've did it many a times. But the problem is a lot of people don't pay attention. Steven's really good. Steven will always pay attention. There are several of them that are really good about it. But most people, no. And like I said, most people, like, I literally kept hearing there was like 14 or 15 people calling on top of each other, and I kept hearing the last 2 letters of one call, and I'd send the last 2 letters, and nobody would respond. And I'd do CQ again, and those same 14 people would call back, and I'd hear the last two letters.
Yep.
And I'd do it again.
Once you get really familiar with your own call sign on CW, I'm going to pick on Robbie here for a minute. Whiskey 1, Radio Charlie Papa. He knows his call sign on CW, how it sounds like the back of his hand. It doesn't matter to a point how slow you send it or how fast you send it. It's like saying his name, Robbie. You can be in a crowded room and go, Robbie, and he'll know you're calling him. Or you can be in a really loud environment and say it faster, go, Robbie. And he knows that you're calling him. So it's just like your name at that point. When you hear that pattern, you know it's you.
And it's
as long as you're listening. You know?
And it's crazy.
You don't have to be listening. I mean, if you're just doing something else and I hear that pattern, it's like, wait a minute, that was my name, you know?
Yeah. And a bunch of people too. I guarantee you, like people that I don't know their fists and stuff like that, they probably think that I'm crazy because I'll be like, Whiskey India ? And then 4 or 5 people will call, and then I'm like, Whiskey India ? 4 or 5 people will call on top of each other, and I'm like, all right, this is the last time I'm doing it. Whiskey India ? And I hear Kilo Hotel 6 Whiskey India, and I send back Kilo Hotel 6 Whiskey India 5NN 5NN, and I know they're like, why are you saying I'm 5'9" if you had to call me 3 times? Because there was 4 other people calling on top of you,
and none of them are Whiskey Indias. Yeah. It's like if I send, Papa Zulu ? And more than one person comes back to me, can't tell me there's more than one call sign out there hunting me right now that has a PZ in there. You know what I mean? That would be odd.
You're going to be really rare if you get it, Papa Zulu.
Yeah,
that's not me. There are some. I've actually worked.
Everybody's a 5'9", Eric.
Kilo Echo 3 Papa Zulu November, I think it was before. That was when I was a tech though.
Yeah, just learn your call sign and you can hunt CW too.
Eric says, I send 5 in because it's I know.
There you go.
Yeah, see here, that's the thing. I'm about the same way. I can send any signal report I want to, but I'm lazy, Eric. So if you're 5.5 or over, you're going to get a 5 in. If you're under 5.5, you're going to get a 5.5 in. Every once in a while, I'll mess with Terry and give him or somebody, and I'll give him like a 2.2 or something.
I just hope whatever call sign you're going to get, Eric has a 6 in it. I love 6 is one of my favorite things to send on CW. Like if you're a 569, I love sending that signal report. I just love sending the number 6. Go figure.
Just love sending 6.
Yeah.
I'm
I like sending 6s, but I hate sending H's.
You know whose call I love? Kilo 5 Kilo Hotel Kilo.
Yes.
That one's a fun one.
I don't mind B's. H6 would be, yeah. I mean, H's have always been difficult to me because it ends up as an S or a 5. One of the two.
You know what I don't. You know what letter I don't love? Whatever letter I'm having a trouble with that day, and the hunter don't know that I'm having trouble with it, and he just thinks I'm sending him the right letter, and he just keeps going on. Like if I'm reversing an F and an L for some reason that day, and I send F and it's L, and they just keep coming back. L went in the log, guys.
Yeah.
And then I get. Now, like, well, I didn't even call, and then it gets deleted. So,
yeah,
it happened. It happened once today. Is a Whiskey 3G. I think it's Whiskey 3 GTG. And I called back Whiskey 3 GTG, and that's not a call. I know that might not be the exact call, but that it's something of that sort, and it wasn't a call, so I had to delete it. But you answered back to that, and it's what am I supposed to do?
Eddie said a W froze him up today. Yeah, sometimes just certain letters kind of freeze you up. I had one guy call me, no joke. This made me feel like a complete idiot. And I wish I would have had it on video because I'd have made a video about it and shared it. It was Whiskey Delta 4, and I can't remember his suffix, but it was a Whiskey Delta 4. And he calls me, and I stare at the radio. I'm like, again? He sends his call sign again. I got the suffix down. I'm typing the suffix. I'm like, again? And he sends his call sign again. And I say, again? And he slows down. And I'm like, I don't understand this. And it's in my own dang call sign.
Believe it or not, I'll do that with P's sometimes.
It's crazy.
People will start sending a P, and I'll freeze on a P.
Yeah.
And it's in my call sign.
And then it dawned on me what it was. And I was like, you idiot, Dan.
I was doing that with a whiskey too the other day. And it was funny because it was Whiskey Delta something, blah, 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 and ended in whiskey. And I'd go right to the very end, and I'm like, question mark? I'd get the first whiskey just fine, but I couldn't understand the same letter at the end. It happens. You're going to have moments where you just mess up on CW. So
I'm ecstatic when I don't have one of those moments because I expect to have one. Still learning CW. I think everybody is still learning something. I mean, take like Bill Brown. He's been doing CW since the dinosaurs roamed South America, right? But I think every time he does it, he's still honing his craft. Not necessarily learning, but he's honing his craft now. And as long as you're under the expectation that you're going to go out, you're going to make mistakes. Nobody cares if you send 1,000 question marks. You'll be all right.
Thank you very much for the $2 freezing on a P, Chris. But you know what? Anybody can learn CW too.
I think so.
People tell me all the time I can't learn CW. I can't learn CW. And I'll call horse crap. Because I thought the same exact thing. I'm deaf in one ear, guys.
Huh?
And I do CW every single day. Now, if I can turn it this way and Dan can talk all he wants, I ain't gonna hear it. Unless it bounces off that wall back there, then I'll hear it.
No, it doesn't go away, Mike. You're gonna make mistakes. Don't fret it. Just do it. Nobody's gonna think anything bad if you make a mistake.
I have days when I just can't get a letter that I've sent all day long.
That is the God's honest truth. It's amazing what you can accomplish when you stop caring about looking stupid. Absolutely. Not just in ham radio. That goes for anything in life.
See, what people don't realize, Eric, is that's exactly why I got this facelift. I went there and said, make me look stupid.
That's right.
And now I don't care about nothing. So
you can apply that to ham radio, running CW, being an activator on CW, sounding stupid on the air. If you're a new activator, messing up, or you can apply that to just anything in general life. A lot of people don't want to go to the gym because they figure somebody might make fun of them because they're trying to get fit. But the people at the gym are probably like, kudos for you to be in here, dude.
Yeah, it's not just CW, guys. It's everything you do.
Yeah,
I do thousands of activations a year, and well, not thousands, but I do over 1,000 every year easily. And I'll go out and I'll set up sometimes, and I'll just do something stupid, and I'm like, why is nobody calling me? Oh, because I'm on 20-meter sideband. Because why is my radio on 20-meter upper side? I don't know. It shouldn't be. It always goes to the lower sideband if I go to 40. But sometimes dumb things happen, or you'll have something just done in wrong or something.
It happens. Yeah, it happens to me as a hunter. I mean, sometimes I'll switch to 40, and for some reason my radio will be on upper sideband, and I'll turn to your frequency, and I start typing a comment in Discord. I don't hear nothing but QRM, and I'm like, oh, I'm on the wrong sideband.
Or even worse, he hears a pile up and he just throws his call out so he can break the pile up.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I still hear him because he's running all of them. And I'm like, yeah, Whiskey Delta 4 Delta Alpha November, you're 5-9, way off frequency.
Sometimes I spin the dial, I just get close enough. You know how it is.
I believe that.
Liz asked me the other day, well, not the other day, maybe a couple of weeks ago. She said, you sound like you are off frequency. I said, yeah, I just spun the dial and got close enough. I was probably like 80 off or something like that.
Oh, do we have a bot, Robbie?
Yeah, maybe. Let's see.
It's been a while.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much for getting it.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, we used to get them all the time. I can remember when every stream. That's why I had so many administrators when I first. So I'd be doing streams, and there'd be 14 people watching, and 13 of them were administrators.
Yeah.
because the 14th one was the bot. Oh, that's great. Good to know the people in blue still paying attention.
That's right. Because I surely was not.
That's great. Well, we are coming up on the top of the hour, Dan. What you got coming up?
Man, not a whole lot. Looking forward to you hitting all these new to you parks this coming couple days. That's going to be fun, and hopefully you and Terry have a safe trip. And other than that, thanks everybody for coming along with the ride. Episode, what did I say, 191? And we are going to be heading to the after chat, which James is going to talk about now.
That's right. And I am going to get off here and take me about 15 minutes or so to get the rest of my crap loaded up. Got the big important thing. I got the Starlink already in the car, but I grab my stuff, and I hunted James the other night on 728 question and cannot hear anything. Turns out I was on the AM listening to the other stations.
That's great. I just read that. Yeah.
That is great. That is great. But yeah, I am going to be in after chat. I'm going to be in after chat in the car on my way to Terry's, because tomorrow we're going to get 4 new to me parks, and I'm super excited. And then we're going to crash up somewhere around close to the Lost River area, and then head back the next day. So gonna be a good time, and I look forward to it. So, but I will be in after chat. And if you're not a Patreon or know what after chat is a Patreon benefit. But lucky you, you can go over there and try it for free for 7 days. Important thing. Message me or Dan so we know you joined, and we can get you into the after chat rooms and stuff. Don't just join and be like, well, this sucks. There is no benefits. See, that's because we don't know you're in there. So lock up those undies. Absolutely. Other than that, we'll catch everybody in after chat, and we'll catch them on the air all day tomorrow, and hopefully new to you guys parts too. I mean, they've all been activated, but I'm sure there's going to be some people that needs them. Thanks a lot, guys, and 73, everybody.
See ya.